Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Numisvo Treasures. What if I told you that the ordinary-looking penny in your change jar could be worth more than a mansion, a luxury car, and a retirement fund? Combined, that a single 1982 D Lincoln one? Cent penny something millions of Americans once spent without a second thought has now skyrocketed to an astonishing $387,000 in value, and in rare cases, even worth millions. Sounds unbelievable? Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know why this penny is rewriting the rules of wealth, why yours might just be the key to financial freedom. And no, I'm not talking about digging under your couch cushions like a desperate raccoon.
Ow.
Though, hey, it might be worth a look. The year was 1982. The U.S. Mint made a critical change that would spark one of the greatest coin mysteries in history. Until then, pennies were made mostly of copper. Soaring metal costs forced the mint to switch from 95% copper to a cheaper zinc core with a thin copper plating. Here's the catch. That year, two types of pennies were struck copper and zinc hand. They look almost identical. Millions of Americans had no idea that their spare change had just split into two distinct categories. One common, one rare, and one almost priceless. But the real twist? Not all 1982 D pennies are created equal. In one very specific version, holds the power to change an ordinary collector's life forever. Here's where the story gets heart-racing.
Ow.
In 1982, the Denver Mint accidentally produced a small number of copper-based penny coins that weren't supposed to exist in mass circulation. These wrong metal errors became the holy grail of modern coin collecting. Imagine walking into a coin shop with a penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the dealer looking at you like you just walked in carrying treasure from a lost shipwreck. But here's the danger. Thousands of people right now are sitting on these coins without even realizing it. They'll spend them. They'll lose them. Or worse, they'll sell them to the wrong person for far less than their true worth. And once it's gone, so is the chance of life-changing money. Let's be real. If you accidentally spend a $387,000 penny on a pack of gum, that might just be the most expensive piece of chewing gum in American history. In recent years, collectors have paid astronomical sums. One 1982 D copper penny recently fetched over $387,000 at auction. And experts warn that as demand surges, the value could climb even higher. But how do you know if your penny is the penny? The difference is subtle, hidden in weight, detail, and composition. As if you miss it, you could throw away a fortune without ever knowing it. To uncover the truth, grab a simple digital scale. A genuine 1982 D copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while the zinc version is lighter at 2.5 grams. That tiny difference, less than a gram, separates an everyday coin from a life-altering treasure, so check your coins. Look for the 1982 D mint mark, test the weight, and examine carefully. If you hold the copper version in your hand, you are holding a key to generational wealth. Imagine paying off your mortgage, funding your children's education, retiring early. Of a coin you overlooked for years. That's the power of the 1982 D copper penny. But remember, these coins are disappearing fast. Every day, more are lost, damaged, or locked away in private collections. If you wait too long, your chance could vanish forever. Next time someone tells you a penny saved is a penny earned, you can smile and say, actually, it might just be a Ferrari earned. Because sometimes, wealth isn't about working harder. It's about recognizing the treasure already in your hands. The 1982 D Lincoln 1-cent penny isn't just a coin. It's a reminder that opportunity hides in plain sight. And those who have the knowledge, the courage, and the timing to act are the ones who turn spare change into a legacy of wealth. So, the question is, will you let this story pass you by? Or will you take action, check your pennies, and claim your fortune? Imagine reaching into an old coffee can in your garage, pulling out a dusty penny, realizing it's worth nearly $600,000. That's not a fairy tale. That's the shocking reality of the 1960 D Lincoln Centan, ordinary-looking coin that can turn an average person into a millionaire overnight. But here's the catch. Most people will spend it without ever knowing. Could you be holding one right now without realizing it? And if so, what's the risk of letting fortune slip through your fingers? Quick question. When's the last time you actually looked at a penny before tossing it aside? Probably never. Unless, of course, you were about to buy bubblegum in 1983. But today, we're about to unlock the secrets of the 1960D penny. Why it's worth up to $576,000 in today's market. What to look for, and most importantly, how a tiny mistake at the Denver Mint created one of the most valuable coins in circulation. Stay with me, because Act 2 will reveal something coin collectors desperately don't want you to know. In 1960, the U.S. Mint in Denver was producing billions of pennies, but a small number of them were struck with what's now known as the 1960D small date error, instead of the usual bold and large 1960 date. These coins show a delicate, smaller date, barely noticeable to the untrained eye. Add in doubled die errors and striking variations, and you have a perfect storm for rarity and value. Now, here's where fear creeps in. If you've ever dismissed a pile of pennies as worthless, you may have thrown away a fortune every day. Valuable coins vanish back into circulation because people simply don't know what to look for. Think of it like dating in your 20s. The valuable ones are rare. The common ones are everywhere. If you don't pay attention, you'll miss your chance forever. But here's the twist. Not every 1960D penny is worth hundreds of thousands. Some are only worth a few dollars. So what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary? It comes down to three things: the date style, mint errors, and condition. Collectors will pay astronomical amounts for pristine coins graded by professional services. In fact, one flawless specimen shocked the numismatic world by selling for $576,000, a sum that could pay off mortgages, retire debts, or fund the lifestyle most people only dream about. So here's the urgent truth. Every single jar of pennies in America might contain a hidden treasure, and yet most people will never take the 5 minutes to check. You're probably asking, how do I know if I've got the right one? Well, here's the exact checklist. Look for the 1960D mint mark below the date. Examine the date style. Is it the small, slimmer version of 1960? Check for doubling. The numbers may look like they're shadowed or stacked. Condition is king. If it looks crisp, untouched, and flawless, you may be holding a life-changing coin. And no, licking it to check shine does not improve its value, though your dentist might disagree. But here's the bigger story. This isn't just about coins. It's about opportunity hiding in plain sight. It's about training your eyes to see value where others see junk, because wealth is never about luck, it's about awareness. Collectors are quietly hunting these coins, paying life-changing sums, which means if you don't check, someone else will. And when they cash in, you'll be left wondering why you ignored that jar of change on your dresser. When you empty your pockets or open that old shoebox of coins, remember this: within those copper discs could lie your key to financial freedom. A single 1960D Lincoln penny could be worth $576,000, and if you don't look, you'll never know. If you found this valuable, don't keep it a secret. Share this video with a friend who's sitting on a jar of pennies. Subscribe for more hidden coin stories that could change your life. Goes tomorrow's wealth might just be resting in the palm of your hand today. And if you think the 1960D penny is rare, wait until you hear about the penny that collectors have valued at over $1 million. That story is coming next. Imagine this. You're cleaning out an old jar of pennies, tossing them aside without a second thought. But what if one of those pennies could be worth more than your house? What if a single coin in your hand could transform your entire financial future, literally worth $432,000? Yes, I'm talking about the 1962D Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin most people overlook, but collectors are desperately hunting for. And here's the truth: most people will spend it without ever realizing its true value. Could you be one of them? By the way, if you're the type of person who drops pennies on the sidewalk and keeps walking after this video, you might start running back for them. But what makes this particular penny so rare? And why are collectors willing to pay nearly $500,000 for a coin you could easily mistake for pocket change. Let's uncover the hidden story. Year was 1962. America was in the middle of transformation. The space race was heating up, and the Denver Mint was striking millions of pennies. To most people, these were just ordinary coins. But among those millions, a few extraordinary pennies were born, with rare errors, pristine conditions, or unique features that, today, make them worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So why are these coins so valuable? It comes down to three things: rarity, condition, and demand. Collectors prize coins that survive decades without scratches, dents, or circulation wear. And some 1962D pennies have minting errors, like doubled, dies, off-center strikes, or unusual metal compositions that elevate their value from 1 cent to a life-changing fortune. But here's the terrifying part. Most people throw these coins back into circulation, or worse, cash them in at the bank for face value. Imagine losing nearly $500,000 because you didn't take 2 minutes to check your pocket change. And let's be real, if you've ever used a penny to scratch a lottery ticket, you might want to check what coin you sacrificed. Could have been the real jackpot. But how do you know if the 1962D penny you're holding is one of these treasures? And what steps should you take to avoid making a costly mistake? The answer could change everything. If you happen to own a 1962D Lincoln 1-cent penny, here's what you must do. First, check the coin's condition. If it appears untouched, uncirculated, and has a sharp shine, you may already be sitting on a high-value piece. Next, look for minting errors, double lettering, off-center strikes, or unusual color variations. Even minor imperfections could skyrocket its worth. Now imagine this: walking into an auction house with what looks like a humble penny, only to walk out with a check for $432,000. That's not just pocket change, that's financial freedom. A new car, a dream home, or even early retirement. But here's the reality: these opportunities don't last forever. As more collectors get their hands on these coins, the market shifts. The time to act is now. So let me ask you, when was the last time you actually looked closely at the pennies lying in your change jar? What if the fortune you've been chasing has been sitting in your kitchen drawer all along? The 1962D Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a reminder that sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest value. So check your coins, treasure them, and who knows, your next step might not just be counting pennies, but counting millions. If you found this inspiring, make sure to subscribe for more coin discoveries that could change your life. And remember, the fortune of tomorrow could already be in your hands today. What if I told you that a single penny from 1968, something so ordinary, so common, that you might have tossed it into a jar, could secretly be worth more than $500,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent. Now valued at $543,000 in today's market. And if you think this is just a collector's fantasy, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know why this penny is so rare, but also how you might already have one hiding in plain sight. And let's be honest, if you're still keeping change in that old coffee tin, you might just be sitting on your retirement fund. Let's go back to 1968. America was in transition. The Vietnam War was raging. Martin Luther King Jr. had just been assassinated, and the country was in deep uncertainty. Yet, in the world of coinage, something fascinating was happening at the U.S. Mint. In 1968, pennies were struck in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Normally, Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark, but here's the twist. A tiny batch of errors and unusual strikes slipped through the system. These flawed but authentic coins are now among the rarest U.S. cents in existence. But here's where the story gets even stranger. What makes this particular 1968 penny worth a staggering $543,000? Let's peel back the layers. Most 1968 pennies are worth exactly 1 cent, so why would anyone pay hundreds of thousands for one? The answer lies in errors, rarity, and survival. Error factor: some 1968 pennies show striking errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or missing details. a double-die penny from this year can command. Thinking amounts. Think of it like a printing error on a $100 bill. Most people would toss it aside, but collectors, they'll fight tooth and nail for it. Rarity and circulation. Millions were minted, but very few survived in uncirculated condition. A single penny, preserved perfectly for over 50 years, is now as rare as a flawless diamond. Auction shockwaves in a recent high-profile sale. A pristine 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny sold for $543,000. Collectors weren't just buying a coin, they were buying history, rarity, and the dream of owning something no one else has. And if you're thinking, well, I probably don't have one, let me stop you there. Because the truth is, many of these pennies are still out there, hiding in drawers, piggy banks, and coin jars across America. So, what does this mean for you? Here's the blueprint you need if you want to. Turn an old penny into life-changing wealth. Check your coins carefully. Look for no mint mark on the front under the year 1968. Examine for errors, doubling, strikes, or unusual details. Condition is everything. Even a small scratch can cut the value in half. Coins in mint state condition are the true million-dollar tickets. Seek professional gradings. Send your coin to PCGS or NGC, the top grading companies. A certified grade can turn your penny from pocket change into a six-figure asset. And no, rubbing it with toothpaste won't help. It'll only make your coin worth, well, toothpaste money. Rare coin values fluctuate. Today it's $543,000. Tomorrow, it could be even more. The sooner you verify your coins, the sooner you step into the world of elite collectors and wealthy investors. Somewhere in America right now, someone is holding a 1968 no-mint mark penny and has no idea they're holding $500,000. The only question is, could that person be you? So go, check your change, because your road to a wealthy lifestyle may already be sitting in the palm of your hand.